Greetings. Welcome to another episode of the Insightful Living channel with myself, licensed therapist Stephen Harvey. Just come on here to share a lot of common obstacles and life challenges that come across my desk with the clients who I work with. Okay, I work with couples, individuals, children, adults, okay, that are challenged with adjustment issues, PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder, depression, suicidal, anxiety, all types of issues. So, whenever I notice certain common issues that are arising, I just think to myself, you know what, this is something that I probably need to just expound on and just kind of put out there to the world, put out there to the public. Okay, you can look me up on psychologytoday.com. Also, the agency that I run my practice through is helptoadjust.com. Okay, so today I want to address something that has been coming up often, which is it love or is it attachment? When you are with your partner, all right, you're in a relationship, is it that you love this person or are you attached to this person, right? You have some type of attachment issues or say abandonment issues that is attaching you to this person in an unhealthy way. How do you differentiate which one it is? Some of my clients get confused with this. They are thinking that they are in love with this person, not really knowing that it's not that they're in love with this person, but it's that this person is a filler or a distraction from them dealing with their own issues of fulfillment. So say maybe someone, has issues that, say, a parent left them. Mother, father may have walked out, left the home prematurely. So now when you get into a relationship and you have this person in your life, them, leaving or the relationship dissolving is symbolic of when your mother or your guardian or your father prematurely parted ways with you. So this is why you hang on to the relationship and you act out of desperation to be in a relationship. Okay. And, so now listen, that there are some attachment or abandonment issues if your partner is not reciprocating the same love, care, and concern that you are toward them. When the relationship is almost totally one-sided, where it's only one person that's working, oh, let's go to therapy. Oh, let's do this. Let's spend time. Let's, it's just one person that is really just running through the gamut of strategies to try to keep the relationship together. And the other person is very nonchalant and just laissez-faire about the situation, just don't care, right? Then that's an indicator. Maybe I have some attachment issues going on. Maybe I have some abandonment issues going on. Okay? Because a lot of people utilize relationships as a vault to dump out their trauma. They utilize relationships as a vault to dump out their trauma. So instead of me processing and working out within myself, looking to reframe and just come to peace with certain childhood issues that I've dealt with, molestation or maybe treated wrong or treated in a disparaging way by my family, called names and just not edified. Instead of me working that out within myself and working to build myself up and talk the same words to myself that I would have wanted to hear from my loved ones, instead of going through that process, I'd rather just get with someone so that I can divert my energy towards them. I can have them be that filler. Okay. A lot of times you have individuals coming into relationships and both people are fresh off of bad relationships. So one person is fresh off of a tumultuous, toxic relationship. They're done with that. And they go right into meeting someone else that's fresh off of a toxic, tumultuous relationship. So instead of healing and saying, what was my role in allowing those events to take place in my last toxic, tumultuous relationship? What was my role in that? What did I allow? What did I not speak up on? Okay? How did I participate in that? What was it in me that attracted this person, chose this person? Instead of going through that process, we just get right into another relationship without even fully assessing how we played a role in our last relationship. So 9 times out of 10, you're going to go into the second relationship with the same exact approach. The same vulnerability that was there that caused the last toxic, tumultuous relationship is the same vulnerability that you have that you're taking into this new relationship. And the other person, the same thing. I've seen this. I've seen this with my clients. They come out of a relationship and get right into another one. The same vulnerability is there. 9 times out of 10, they're getting with someone who themselves is fresh off of a toxic, tumultuous relationship. So I want to encourage and just make a suggestion that if you are coming out of a relationship that is just not good, right? Let's just say toxic, bad, non-productive, okay, disadvantageous for you, you need to take some time and just think and recalibrate and get better from that, because you played a role in that. You played a role. You allowed certain things. Okay? You didn't speak up and address and correct certain things. Or if you did, you didn't stand on it. You may have said, hey, I don't like this. Why do you do this to me? But the person to keep doing it, and it's just business as usual. You didn't have any teeth to the boundaries that you set, meaning it was just words. You just say, hey, I don't like this. Hey, please stop doing this to me. The other person to do it, they keep doing it, and you still there. Maybe, doing the same benefits and the same favors and showing the same love is business as usual. So then that's sending a message to the other person that, if you're not respecting your own law, why should I respect it? You just talking. So then you got to check, what was it in me that wasn't ready to stand on my principle to say, hey, I will leave this situation if my principles are not respected? What is it within me that is not respecting my own laws, values, and principles? What is that? See, that's the self-work. What is it in me why I allowed myself to view myself through the negative words of my partner? If my negative partner would spew out negative, disparaging words to me, why would I take those words on and start to view myself through the lenses of those words? That's the self-work. Why? Well, what is that? You know what? I need to start learning how to validate myself and stop looking to get validation from my partner or others. That's the self-work. Can I still feel uplifted, empowered, and loving myself regardless of how my partner may be looking at me? Or is my self-worth based on how my partner views me? Because if someone knows that your self-worth is based on how they view you, they know they have the power. Most people, not all, most people, they're going to take advantage of that. Okay? That's the self-work. Okay? So, I just wanted to help anyone today make that, just differentiate attachment versus love. Excuse me. Okay? A loving relationship is if you are self-fulfilled. I mean, you're good with the person or without that person. You're good because you enjoy your own time. That's the place that we should be striving to get to before we get into a relationship with someone else. We should be self-fulfilled We should be able to enjoy our own company. We should be able to love who we are. You know what? I love that gentleman, Stephen. He's funny, he's handsome, he's intellectual, he's spiritual, he's insightful. Right? Like, you should be saying these things about yourself. You shouldn't be feeling, because if you don't like your own time, you don't like spending time with you, how can you expect someone else to like spending time with you? Like, that energy, whatever that is that you don't like about spending time with you, that energy will exude from you and your partner will feel that. And it's unattractive. It's unattractive to know or to feel that someone else doesn't like their own company. That's unattractive. However, on the flip side, it is attractive. It is an attractive trait to be around people who love themselves, who are self-fulfilled. So that's what we have to work towards. You may say, well, how do I do that? You got to study. I always promote to all of my clients, you got to be in a process of self-development and self-improvement. All of the knowledge and information that we need to grow and improve ourselves in any area is in a book somewhere or on YouTube. It's all out there. You just got to tap in. It's like a buffet of knowledge. Like, you go to a buffet and you pick what you want. That's how it is. Right? So you have to start to inculcate and absorb empowering information, tools that you can use to build yourself up. Study people who you see who are self-loving, that resonate with you. They can be public figures, they can be family members, people that maybe are not so popular, right? We're all indirectly influencing each other anyway, so why don't you be more intentional about who you're allowing to influence you? I heard a gentleman once say, there's nothing wrong with being a copycat. Just make sure you're copying the right cat. So find a cat, right, that is moving through life in a way that you respect, that resonates with you, and study them, channel their energy, download their perspective, their mindset, how they think, how they make decisions. All right, that's one way to build yourself up. You have to make a selection in your mind. What kind of person do I want to be? I know how I feel now. I know how I have felt in the past with situations like this, but how do I want to feel? How do I want to feel? How do I want to emotionally maneuver through situations like this? That's the $1 million question. How do you want to feel? And then start to look around for an example or a model of someone who moves through life in that way. Study them. Okay? Read books. Okay? You can look at the book, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Dr. Shad Helmstetter. Good book as far as for self-development. Another book, Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. Another great book just to teach you how to create a positive self-image, a positive internal image of yourself in your mind. Because your life is just an outgrowth of the internal image that you have of yourself. However you're projecting yourself in your mind, your physical results is just an outgrowth of that. That's what psycho-cybernetics talks about. What to Say When You Talk to Yourself talks about exactly what the title says. How to talk to yourself, how to master that internal talk. That book says 70% of the conversation that we have throughout our life is with ourselves. So we're either talking ourselves into something or talking ourselves out of something. And then the book goes into talking about how the way that we talk to ourselves as adults to influence how we move oftentimes is created by how we were spoken to as children by authority figures. So however our parents or our coaches, teachers, older siblings, etc., however they spoke to us when we were children, good, bad, oftentimes if we're not aware, if we're not conscious, that is a type of narrative that we're going to take on and just replicate in adulthood. Okay? So if you say, oh man, I'm running the same script that my negative parents were running to me when I was younger. So now we have to change our point of reference. Who are you listening to? You have to change your point of reference for how you talk to yourself. Find that person, find that body of knowledge, those teachings that represent the way that you would want to anchor into your consciousness about you. And you got to immerse yourself in it every day. I heard a gentleman share with me, he said, a revelation is great. A revelation is like an aha moment. Oh, well, you said, somebody telling you something, you said, You like how that sounded. You like how it was. It was good mental food, right? A revelation is great, but the power is in the saturation. Saturate yourself in that every day, listening over and over and over and over. That's how you start to rewire and hardwire your brain. You can't just listen and read something or watch something one time. It has to be a consistent reinforcing of a certain narrative, and then it starts to be anchored in you and it starts to become you. So that's just a little bit about how you start to grow and develop yourself. Look at those areas in your childhood that you don't like, or maybe those areas right now that you don't like about yourself, and say, okay, how do I want to be? Acknowledge who you are, all right, what you don't like. I mean, you can think about where it came from. Not all the way necessary, but if you want to, some people, they say, oh, I want to know why. I want to know why I'm like this, why I'm like that. Okay, you can do that. Maybe from your environment, maybe from what you experience. Okay, you were probably influenced by someone, or maybe just in the blood, right? Okay, and then but the main question to really muse and ruminate on is, how do you want to be? Make a selection of how you want to feel, right? And then you can start to work towards that by immersing yourself in information and teachings and people, associating with people who embody that. Okay. So, just a little bit today on, because I don't want anyone getting caught up in thinking they're loving someone, but it's really that they are having abandonment issues and it is an attachment situation, but they're confusing it with love. All right, I want you to really know the difference. All right, I want you to learn how to be self-fulfilled, because that's an attractive trait. I did another video on letting the universe hook you up. Stay in a place of growth and self-development and just getting better. Just stay right there. And your creator, the universe, God, whatever you want to call this kind of creative force that's in operation out here, let that energy hook you up at the right time or in divine time. You will meet your partner. It'll be so random. It'll be in a way that you couldn't even draw up. I have many stories like this. People who are from remote areas where no one knew was coming in and no one's going out. They say, hey, I want to get married. I don't know how am I going to ever meet anyone in this particular area? One young lady, she told me, she said, she just thought to herself, how in the world am I going to get married living here? It was like a remote area in North Carolina, very country area. Not Charlotte, not Raleigh, countryside, okay? And she said she heard in her mind, probably her divine consciousness telling her, prepare. Just start preparing for what you want, and I got the rest. So this young lady started to dress different, carry herself different, think different. She started to prepare to be the wife that she desired. Lo and behold, a gentleman who randomly flew in, he was a preacher, right, to preach. Somebody hooked him up. That was that. She moved out of there and moved up to New York, and that was that. Okay. I got another gentleman who said he met his wife on a plane, traveling, just randomly. And he always had an idea of building a school, a culturally relevant school, just an independent school. He met this young lady, he started talking, and he was telling her his vision, and she was motivating him to just get it started, to do it. And he said, hey, most people say love at first sight. He said in his situation, it was purpose at first sight. He met his wife based on purpose, and that's what brought them together. So, don't hook yourself up. Allow the universe to hook you up. Stay in your mode of how you live. Don't come up out. Don't do anything that's not natural to your normal type of living. You know, if you're an in-the-house person, it's cool. You don't have to go out and go here and go there to meet people. No, do what you naturally do. And that's even a more powerful way to meet somebody, as you are doing what you naturally do. You weren't out looking for them. They weren't out looking for you. Your lives just naturally crossed paths. No one was being intentional to look for each other. Okay? So just stay in a place of self-development. Work on enjoying your own company. Work on cultivating thoughts that you want, speaking to yourself in an edifying way, lifting yourself up, encouraging yourself, right? Because one thing you never want to do is use your own mouth to disparage you. You're going to get probably some negative words coming from loved ones, family, friends, etc. You can't control that. People, you can control your own mouth though. Never allow your own mouth to join the party of negativity against you. Because if your own mouth is speaking bad about you, then who can you trust? That's a very daunting, disempowered way to be. Never, ever, ever make a promise to yourself to never allow your mouth to join into the negativity of talking against you. Always, 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 always talk yourself up. Always. I don't care what you did. Always encourage yourself. Okay? All right? So, feel free to put any questions, comments in the comment section. I love you. Thank you for tapping in to another episode of the Insightful Living channel. Until next time, peace.